What's up, tubers? It's me. I ain't done a video in a while. I've had some issues going on. Personal issues. I won't get into that. I won't bore you all with the details of that. I'm actually rushing this because it's almost time for me to go to work. And I promised a few people that I would do a video. So, I'm going to jump right into it. And first thing is the relief package. I'm sure all of you have already heard about it by now. They've agreed upon a package, $900 billion, and in that $900 billion, the coronavirus testing is funded, and they've averted the shutdown, and we, the people, get $600. Wow. That's pure shit in my book. It's something, glad to have it because I could use it right now, but it's pure shit. And the only reason why they've agreed to it is because Bernie Sanders threatened to keep them all there through the holidays if they didn't come up with a package and agree to something. He's fighting for more. He's trying to fight for a $1,200 for the American people. Each individual American people, $2,400 for couples, and I think another $500 for kids. But him and Josh Hawley are actually the ones fighting for this. Josh Hawley being a Republican from Missouri. I know that's odd, but I'm going to give props to Josh Hawley because he jumped right in there with Bernie and was fighting for this. Because he knows it's the right thing to do. He knows people are suffering. He knows that people are hurting and they need help and they need it now. And so he did have the good conscience to jump in there and help Bernie fight for that. So props to him. Missouri, y'all should be proud of him right now. Another thing. I don't know if y'all got Mitch McConnell on Twitter. You probably don't. Some of you and some of you probably do. I do. But he's on Twitter now bragging that he is wrapping up the final bill to do this great thing for the American people. This is the same dude that has fought them every step of the way up to this point about giving anything to the American people. This is the same dude that said that he would refuse to allow a vote on anything in the Senate unless it come along with a liability shield for corporations. Now, for the ones of you that don't know what that is, he wanted a clause in the bill protecting corporations from lawsuits for endangering their workers and causing them to contract this COVID-19 virus, which a lot of the corporations are doing that and would do that. They're forcing their workers to come in and work. They're forcing them to go without PPE, personal protective equipment. Some corporations I heard were not even allowing their employees to wear masks at all. Told them they were not allowed to, and if they tried, that they would get sent home. This is going to endanger a lot of people and put them at risk for catching this virus. And what this clause in the bill is that Mitch McConnell was fighting for was a shield for these corporations so that they cannot be sued for endangering their workers. And he was hardcore going in all in for it, saying he would not allow a vote on any bill unless it included that liability shield for corporations. That's what Mitch McConnell's been fighting for. He was not even going to have anything at all for the American people in the bill. He said no. And he also said no to bailing out the states. A lot of these states have huge budget shortfalls. They can't afford to put money where money needs to be going. Education, fire departments, police departments, testing for the virus. I mean, they have no money to do this stuff. and they're begging the federal government for help. And Mitch McConnell was like, no, we're not going to do anything except for the liability shield for my corporate donors, and to hell with the rest of you. That's what he was doing. Now, if you don't believe me, you can feel free to look it up anywhere. It's everywhere. The facts are everywhere. Look it up. Especially all of my peeps here in Kentucky. Look it up. This is what this man's fighting for. He ain't fighting for you. He's fighting for his corporate donors. And he gets on Twitter and touts his great success at helping the American people and doing this great thing for the American people. And he is not doing shit. The ones that have fought for us to get any money at all are Josh Hawley from Missouri and Bernie Sanders from Vermont. That's who's been doing the fighting for the American people. Mitch McConnell is not fighting for anybody except for his donors. Oh, God, he makes me so mad I can't stand it. Trash. That's what he is. Trash. But anyway, moving on. I've only got a few of Joe Biden's cabinet here because I'm kind of in a rush, and he's nominated quite a few. Now they all still have to be voted on in the Congress, in the Senate. So we're not sure if they're going to go through or not, but it's full of corporatists and lobbyists. Every one of them. John Kerry, climate czar. He's the only one that does not have to be confirmed by the Senate. Janet Yellen, Treasury Secretary. Lloyd Austin was for the SecDef, Secretary of Defense. And a lot of people have a problem with that. He's like a general in the military. I'm pretty sure I have to check that. Don't quote me on that because he may not be a general, but he's a military man. Okay, and they were getting mad because he's not a civilian in the position, which I'm a little bit confused by that. I'm going to look into that a little bit more. I don't know why they would be upset over that. But anyway, Anthony Blinken, for foreign policy advisor, I wrote this down. He's the managing partner for the West Exec Advisors. That's not good. This dude is just about as corrupt as they get. And the two of the big ones, Pete Buttigieg, we all know who Pete is, for Transportation Secretary. Now, there was some uproar about that too because they said Pete Buttigieg was not qualified to be Transportation Secretary. That's not my issue with him. Yes, he's gay. So what? Big whoop. I'm not going to be out here touting support for Pete Buttigieg just because he's gay. I'm gay as well. But does that mean that I can be just as corrupt as they come and still get any position in the cabinet for the White House just because I'm gay? No, of course not. Absolutely not. And Pete Buttigieg is corrupt. He's just as corrupt as the rest of them are. So I don't give a damn that he's gay. It don't matter. That's what matters to me. He's corrupt? No, he don't belong in any cabinet position anywhere. Ever. And the big one was Neera Tandon for the OMB director. If y'all don't know who Neera Tandon is, this was probably one of the worst picks that Biden could have made. This is a woman who makes Mitch McConnell's corruption look like child's play. She is a horrible pick for any position at all. She belongs in prison for some of the shit she's done. Now, I didn't have time to go in and research all of that and look it up. But all you got to do is just research Neera Tandon, look it up, what all she's done. She's as corrupt as they come. So, yeah, that was a very bad one. Now, there is one good one that I've seen. She's a Native American, a woman by the name of Deb Haaland. He chose her for the Interior Secretary, which is awesome because that is the cabinet position that oversees all of the federal lands. Now, as y'all know, Donald Trump sold off a lot of federal land to corporations for oil drilling and whatnot. And Yeah, I mean, we can't have that. As with all the climate change catastrophes that we've got going on, with entire species of animals going extinct, um, and we have our government that worries more about corporate profits than what they do, all of that. No, no, absolutely not. Hell no. That's a big hell no. That can't be happening. So, Deb Haaland for Interior Secretary is a very good thing. Um, so, we want to celebrate that. Uh, One other thing that I wanted to get to, one last thing I wanted to get to because I got to get ready for work. But I, I seen a post on Facebook earlier, and I commented on it because I couldn't resist. It was about Nancy Pelosi, talking about how such a good person she was, and oh, she should be president, and she's awesome. She's fighting for us, and she stood on in hills for 7 hours protesting with no pee break, and give me a fucking. Are you serious right now? Really? No. Okay. First of all, if you don't know how corrupt Nancy Pelosi is, then you need to be finding out because she's just as bad as the Republicans are. She's just as bad, if not worse, as Mitch McConnell. Well, I won't say worse because I don't think anybody's worse than he is. But she is. She ranks right up there with him as far as how corrupt she is. She is responsible for holding up a bill. It was, God, how much was it? It was 2.4 trillion, I think it was. I have to look at that again, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was, and it included everything. Like that would have been great if we could have got that. She held that bill up, and even Donald Trump agreed to it. And I know that might sound bad, but I looked at it. Trust me, it's good. Donald Trump agreed to it, and he wanted to do it because he thought it was going to help him win the election. Nancy Pelosi held it up and prevented the people from getting any kind of help and assistance whatsoever because she was playing politics and she was trying to make sure that Joe Biden got elected before any kind of relief came to us. Now, I don't know about y'all, but that's pretty damn evil to me in my book. To hold up a bill that would help people recover from this shit and it would help people pay their rent and help people keep from being homeless and all of this employer provided health care that the corporate Democrats like to tout so much about being so great. That's the reason why we can't have Medicare for all. Well, millions and millions of people have lost that employer provided health care. So now they have no health care either, along with the rest of us. But did Nancy Pelosi think about that? No, she was more worried about playing politics to make sure that Joe Biden was going to get elected. That don't sit well with me. I don't know about y'all, but it don't sit well with me. I don't like that. So, yeah, that's not a good thing. And these people that are jumping in and defending people like Nancy Pelosi and jumping in and defending people like Mitch McConnell, I don't know what the deal is. Somebody needs to explain this to me because, I mean, are you all are you just being disingenuous, or are you really naive enough to believe that these are good people and that they're trying to help you and they're trying to do for you? Are you just gaslighting everybody and you know what they're doing and you just don't care because you're afraid that Republicans are going to get in control or Democrats are going to get in control? I mean, what the hell is the reason for you supporting people that are screwing us? Why are you doing that? That makes no sense to me. Somebody please explain that to me. Okay, comment here. Share this and let other people comment. Somebody tell me what the hell the deal is with that because I'm not getting it. I see what's going on. I see the facts, the truth. And the truth is both parties are corrupt. Both parties are worried about their own wealth and their own power, and they're not worried about me. That's what I see. I don't know what the hell you all are looking at. But I see the corruption going on from both sides. That's the reason why I say I'm the left, and I almost damn exited. And the reason why I'm rethinking that now is because I'm actually thinking about running for a position myself. I'm not going to get into the details on that. But, Yeah, I'm just fed up with this. I'm fed up with this shit that we have to deal with. I'm fed up with people sitting in food lines and waiting on food boxes in 3 or 4 different states that I've seen because they're starving. I'm fed up with watching people worried about getting evicted. What time you got people like Mitch McConnell and Nancy Pelosi that are just doling out millions and millions of dollars to these corporations because that's who they worry about. I'm fed up with people like me that work so hard to try to make it and can't go to the doctor. I'm fed up with it. And the only thing that I know that will stop it is if lefties run for office. So I encourage all of you all, if you have any kind of political knowledge whatsoever and you are fed up with this shit like I am, run for office. Run for your local office. Run for Congress. I mean, hell, AOC did it. Yeah, she ran against a corrupt Democrat, but what do you got to lose? If you don't, we deal with the same shit we're dealing with now. If you do, you may win. Change something. Stand up and fight with the rest of us. And stop defending these people just because of your party loyalty. That's ignorance. You're misinformed. Educate yourself on what's really going on. And stop getting on Facebook and Twitter and talking to other people and telling them that they're ignorant because they're not falling in line with the party loyalty like you do. You're the ignorant one, okay? Stop doing it. Because you're not doing anything but hurting everybody else. You are responsible for the pain and the suffering that people are dealing with right now because you're ignorant. So, what am I at? I'm at 16 minutes, 17 minutes. Okay, so we're going to cut this short because I got to get ready for work. But I just wanted to put this video out real quick because I promised y'all that I would. So, yeah. We got to start standing up against the corruption, guys. And it's not just Republicans and it's not just Democrats. It's both of them. And if we don't stand up and fight it now, it's going to get to the point to where we're not going to be allowed to. That's just the way it is.